How's it going, everybody? My name is Jerry Craig, and also known as Jerry Mayer. Not Jerry Mayer. Oh, I guess I was known as Jerry Mayer before when I went to school at Seven Persons in Irvine High. I lived there with Wilf and Alice Mayer. They were my foster parents, among other things. They taught me how to farm, milk cows, beat kids. Actually, they were very proficient in teaching me to beat kids. And that turned out to be one of my downfalls. Because I couldn't live at Mayer's foster home and go to church on Sunday and beat kids on Monday. It just didn't fit with my makeup. So after I lived there from 14 to 16, and I could say that I was probably beat every day. Didn't matter what it was. Like if she would slap you in the face and you would get mad, you'd get 10 more. So just imagine that. Like go home tonight with your family and find your 14-year-old son, and then go up to him and slap him hard across the face so that your handprint just welts on his face, and if he gets mad, then beat the shit out of him. And then you'll know what the Alberta government paid these people to do. Well, then on top of it, you get this secret deal. What kind of secret deal, you say? Well, let me just read this to you. Don't have my glasses on, but it thinks. The benefit of such person until he attains the age of 18 years. I authorize my trustee to make any payment for any person under the age of 18 listed in this will. As a parent or guardian, and such person's signature shall be sufficient to discharge to as my trustees. Whereas I have in this last will and testament written upon this on the 12th preceding papers of paper subscribed my name this 9th day of December 1980. Harry VEINER, my dad. So, Wilf and Alice got into a contract with my dad, and here's the will, and then they got 2 sections of land in Schuler, and Eagle's Nest Ranch came out of the same will. Not to mention cash sums. But then later, when I left that foster home, all the beatings and all the abuse of the children had come to the attention of the authorities, and they laid charges against Wilf and Alice Mayer. So Jack Austin, the one that had Dad's will thrown out, he said to Wilf and Alice, don't say nothing to nobody. Hide the fact that Jerry is Harry VEINER's son. So they hid that fact from me. So they didn't tell me Harry VEINER was my dad. I had to find out on my own. People looked at me like I was crazy. But my story's never changed. How I got hurt on the rig, and how I swore that once my compensation would come through for them pulling me apart with a winch line, that I would sue Mayer's. Well, thanks to Betty Skondiak and her husband, who was part of the original Mayer's RCMP investigation on child abuse, and Betty Skondiak's husband smoothed that over and covered that up. And then when I had to have compensation every time they were making a decision, none of my doctor's notes, my twisted spine, they all got lost. And you're the only person, Betty, that could have done that. Just like when your son organized that little beating for me at my house. One cop held the ambulance off that I was waiting for. Two more go to my residence. And one throws me down the stairs and says she's going for my gun, and the other four beat me up. Meanwhile, you're holding off your officers, Condac's officers, holding off that taxi 1 block over on Crescent Heights while I'm getting the shit beat out of me. Right? And all along I tried to bring out this fact that I was Harry Veiner's son, but you know what? It's like a big secret. It's like there's a whole bunch of money that got stolen that nobody wants to even investigate. So now I find out Wilf Mayer died. A little late, I sent him a letter that I got back from the registered letter to Wilf Mayer that I still have here for the estate. It was to Wilfred Mayer, Box 453, Medicine Hat, Alberta, T1A 7G2. Now, I have a claim against Wilf Mayer's estate. Anything that he has traded, sold, whatever, it doesn't matter. He lied to me as my foster parent, knowing Harry Veiner was my father. And the amount of trouble that that caused, then hiding the will, forging a codicil, Renee, sister dear, Jack Austin was your husband. They screwed me over. That's fine. Wilfred Mayer dies. I've got a claim against the estate. Not to mention the money that Alice made me sign over. You know, the picture of Alice and Helen and me sitting in at 302 11th Street Southeast. Do you remember that? Well, that's when you had my aunt sign over the money that went in trust, that went to into the credit union, in trust for Jerry Craig. I still never received that. And the 40 years interest. Not to mention, once we get dealing with this, everything out of Dad's estate will be challenged. Every property sold was not in good faith. And Pete Vanderham, when you convinced my sisters to stop paying the property taxes, and that destroyed Dad's lifetime interest. Goes around, comes around. Don't bother taking the easy way out like Wilf Mayer. Face me. Don't die and let me have to take everything like I'm going to do to Wilf. So you have a good day. God bless. Because I intend to finish what Dad started. What King David started. What God wanted, God will have. Over and out. In the meantime, and between time, have a great day.